Good evening. So real quick, I just want to come on real quick, no more than 3 to 4 minutes, I promise. But yesterday I had the opportunity to go on a podcast and be interviewed about what I offer, how I support women, what are some things that I do, share a lot of my experience with domestic violence, suicide, attempted suicide, suicide prevention, things of that nature, right? So I'm super excited, super nervous, terrified, but all in all, super excited. One thing about me, I'm really confident in my mission and how I would like to help women and how I can support women and the resources that I offer for these women. And so as I was leading up to the podcast interview, my main conversation with God was, don't let me misrepresent you, Father. I don't want to misrepresent you, because everything that I do is centered around Him, right? And so I was really big on that. God, do not let me go in there and misrepresent you. And so I get to the location. The host was absolutely amazing, friendly, open. Still nervous, right? My first time ever doing a podcast, ever doing an interview, period. You know, now I do speak in engagements and things like that, but to actually be interviewed and, you know, to be on stage and to speak about what I needed and what I do, things like that, I was nervous, but excited at the same time. So we get the interview started, and when I say I'm sweating bullets. I'm smiling, I'm engaging with the host, but when I tell you my words didn't flow, my story didn't add up, this is my thought pattern while I'm in the moment of the interview. I divulged too little information at one point, too much information at another point. Literally, as I would answer a question, I would think in my head, what did you just say? You didn't even answer the question that she had asked you. And continued on with the interview, did not ask for her to stop. I wanted to continue to go on, right? But when I say I was in my head because it didn't flow right, it was like, I know what I'm about. I know my mission statement. I know my purpose. But when I sat down in that seat, literally, the dots was not connected. I promise the dots were not connected. And I was like, what is happening here right now? I didn't think I needed to prepare, because I know me, I know my story, I know what God has for me, I know what my mission means, I know what my purpose is, I know what I offer and how I can help. Others, you know, I got it slated out, I got it laid out, I got it written out, I got it all lined out. So I was ready. My only prayer was, God, don't let me misrepresent you. I felt as though I misrepresented God 100%. So I was like, man, I was hard on myself. But then I got in the car and I was like, man, God, I'm sorry. I misrepresented you. That's not what I wanted. You know, I gave a little bit too much in one area, which may impact somebody else. I gave too little bit where they can't get the full context of what I was speaking about. So this is me dissecting my interview, right, from my standpoint. God said, what you've done in the past may have worked that have led you to this point. Now I need you to prepare differently and do things differently that's going to propel you to the next. So he reminded me of Moses when he told Moses, yes, you struck the rock and water flowed from the rock, but this time I need you to speak to the rock, because where I'm taking you is going to need you to follow this command versus the last one. Yes, it produced results. Yes, Moses. Yes, Crystal. Results have been produced by striking the rock. But in this season and the next season that I'm taking you, the command that I'm giving you is going to be different. I need you to speak to the rock. As I was hearing that in my head and driving home from the interview, God said the preparation that it's going to take, the dedication that it's going to take, the commitment that it's going to take now to get you to this next level where I'm going to take you to is going to be totally different from what you've done in the past. And if you want to get to the level that I'm taking you, you must follow my command. See, Moses didn't follow the command when God told him to speak to the rock. He said, well, God, I'm going to do what I know for a fact work. Why I got to do anything different? And because he didn't move, he was not able to enter into the promised land. And so that shook me, because whatever is needed, necessary for God to take me to where he wants me to go, I must follow his command. God told me, once there is a command, there's no confusion where there is a command. So why should I be confused about the next thing he's asking me to do? Because if I shouldn't be confused if he's commanding something of me. There is no ambiguity. There is no, I'm not sure, because I know he's led the way thus far, right? When he commanded me to strike the rock, water flowed. Why is this any different? And I know with Moses, he did it out of frustration, right? He just, dismissed the command and did it out of frustration. Here it is, the water is flowing, that is it. But God said, now because of such, you are not going to enter. So yes, the miracle happened, but now you're not going to enter the promised land. That's not what I want to go. So it was pivotal for me to hear that. What got me this far to the interview, what got me this far in my dreams and my goals and my aspirations to become a catalyst for women in regards to domestic violence, in regards to mental abuse, sexual abuse, childhood trauma, molestation, suicidal ideations. For me to become who I want to become, who I believe that God has told me who I will become. To get me to that next level, I must do things differently. And I take that with everything in me. And God may be saying the same thing to you, that in order to get to the next level and where I'm taking you, you must now speak to the rock. Because striking the rock is only going to get you so far. But in order to get to the next season of where I'm asking you to go, you must speak to the rock. So the laziness, because you produce so far results and you're going to continue to strike a rock, you're never going to reach the potential that God has for you. I just wanted to say that shook me last night. It was very pivotal for me. It was big because I was down, and then God said, this is the moment where I tell you, you need to do something different, and I need you to do these specific things. And he gave me specifics on what I got to do in this season for me to get to the next lesson, for me to get to the next season in my life where he has for me to go. And I refuse to sit back and just say, well, it worked before, and continue on that journey when God has a plan for me. And I followed his plans this far, and I've trusted him this far, and I won't stop trusting him now. So that was my message for today. I was really, really, really super excited about the word that he gave me as I was leaving the interview last night. I was really bummed about, how it went, but the message that came along with that and said that what's going to take me there, what got me here, won't take me to the next level. Follow my command, because where there's command, there is no confusion, and I'm going to follow him. We're in the season that we must speak to the rock. I just wanted to say that. Super excited. I know I said that like a million times over. I said I was going to only keep you for 2 minutes. It's been about 6, so thank you.